call me Deadpool. Too cool, ain't no foolin'. I'm the best that there is at what I do.
Just because you're a major Deadpool fan who's seen all the movies doesn't mean that you've seen every time Deadpool has graced the screen. Deadpool has actually made appearances in many animated series, and was even close to having a series all his own. Let's get into it. Number 1. Robot Chicken is a stop-motion sketch comedy series for adults. The series has had many guest appearances over the course of its 11 seasons, from Macaulay Culkin to Rachel Bloom to Mila Kunis. With credits like that, it's no surprise that they scored everyone's favorite superhero for a few episodes.
So this is Robot Chicken, not how I expected it to smell.
Deadpool appeared in 2 episodes in Robot Chicken's 10th season called Ginger Hill in Bursting Pipes and Endgame. Mikey Day provided the voice for stop-motion Deadpool during his cameos. Number 2. Not every series that Deadpool has appeared in is a Marvel superhero show. He actually appeared on Family Guy. If you're a big celeb, chances are you've made an appearance on Family Guy, or at least you've been mentioned on the show. Deadpool is no exception to this. Okay, maybe Deadpool himself didn't grace the show, but Peter Griffin becomes Deadpool, and hilarity ensues, of course.
The treatment didn't give me powers, but it did spread cancer to my anus.
Number 3. You can catch the actual Deadpool in Marvel Future Avengers. If you just saw a list of episodes for the anime series Marvel Future Avengers, you'd surely know exactly where to find Deadpool. He appears in the episodes aptly named Here Comes Deadpool and It's Deadpool Again. This series ran from 2017 to 2018, and it's all about 3 teenagers who were taught to believe that the Avengers were the enemy until they realize that they're actually the good guys, and they team up together. It's every superhero-loving kid's dream, really. Number 4. Are you interested in watching a series that doesn't just have a Deadpool cameo, but is actually an entire animated Deadpool series?
I've never said this, but don't swallow.
If you're a huge Deadpool fan and you're worried that this question means you missed something, you didn't. Unfortunately, this potential series never came to fruition. Yet. There is, however, some test footage from the show that was set to premiere back in 2018, and from the looks of it, it seems like it would have been pretty cool. Not to mention, the R-rated FXX series was made by none other than Donald Glover, so this show was sure to be interesting, and we're not so secretly hoping that it'll get a second chance. Number 5. If you remember the series Marvel Disc Wars: The Avengers, you may remember that Deadpool made a few different appearances in this anime series. If you don't remember Marvel Disc Wars, think of it as Marvel's love child with Digimon. Yes, we're serious. This series included Avengers characters getting trapped in something called discs, aka Digital Identity Securement Kits, and kids were able to release the Avengers from their discs for brief periods of time. If you think this sounds like a really bizarre idea for a show, Deadpool actually agrees with you. Deadpool appeared in 2 episodes of this series, and he's lucky enough to not be stuck in a disc. Of course, since he's Deadpool, he does realize, however, that he's in a TV series and is pretty critical of the show's weird premise. Number 6. The Ultimate Spider-Man animated series had plenty of fun cameos by unexpected characters, and Deadpool was front and center on this list.
Double Wedgie achievement unlocked!
In fact, this was the first time Deadpool ever spoke on television.
You already know, I'm Deadpool. Superhero Supreme with a side of BAM!
He was voiced by Will Friedle, who you may know as Eric Matthews from Boy Meets World, or from some of his other super voice acting roles, like Terry McGinnis in Batman Beyond or Star-Lord in the Guardians of the Galaxy TV series. Peter Parker broke the fourth wall in this series, which allowed Deadpool's famous love of fourth wall breaking to fit right in. Some fans may take issue with the fact that Deadpool's classic comedy was reined in to make it apropos for a kid-friendly show, but it gives younger audiences a great opportunity to get acquainted with the character if they haven't been able to see some of his edgier appearances. It's also fun to see how Deadpool's general attitude toward things influences Peter Parker and gets him into some serious shenanigans. Number 7. X-Men Anime also featured Deadpool. X-Men Anime was one of 4 anime series that Marvel made back in 2011. The 4 series focused on Wolverine, Blade, Iron Man, and the X-Men respectively. Deadpool made a non-speaking cameo in 1 episode of X-Men Anime. What makes Deadpool's appearance in this series different from others is that he wears a costume with the X insignia on it, and he's actually a member of the X-Men in this particular animated universe. X-Men fans know that this is a pretty interesting choice considering Deadpool isn't a mutant, but hey, it's a pretty cool idea as far as we're concerned. Number 8. If you're not a big Marvel comic book reader, there's a good chance that Hulk vs. Wolverine was what first introduced you to Deadpool.
I mean, I'm sorry, but come on. I think these fans are too tough.
In Hulk vs. Wolverine, there was a battle between, no surprise here, Hulk versus Wolverine. The battle is interrupted by Team X, and this team includes Lady Deathstrike, Sabretooth, Omega Red, and none other than Deadpool, who for one of the first times on television was actually acting like himself. Fans were very happy to see this adaptation of Deadpool because he was making jokes, being sarcastic, and having the, well, questionable morals we're used to seeing from him. This series also had a PG-13 rating, which allowed Deadpool to be a bit edgier than we were used to seeing him on screen.
Hey, still have that unbreakable skull?
Number 9. Marvel Superheroes What the was all about comic book satire. It accomplished this goal with the use of stop-motion animation. It was great seeing Deadpool make an appearance in this, since it's the only time we got to see an action figure version of Deadpool. And we even got to see him setting off very fake-looking bombs.
Oh, wow, what a horrible nightmare.
Number 10. Deadpool appeared on everyone's favorite 90s superhero cartoon, X-Men the Animated Series, but appeared is pretty much all he did. Let's just say that this version of Deadpool is very different from the others. His first appearance was in a psychic flashback Sabretooth experienced. He later appeared as a psychic projection. So while he was there a few times over the course of the series, he was never really there. No matter how Deadpool showed up, he never actually said anything, and interestingly, no one ever said his name. Why? Well, X-Men the Animated Series was a 90s Saturday morning cartoon. This meant that there were some pretty strict restrictions on what could and couldn't be said, and Deadpool's name proved to be something characters couldn't say. So while Deadpool's first animated TV appearance was technically X-Men the Animated Series, he had a long way to go before he got to make the really good Deadpool cameos we've come to know and love. Number 11. Deadpool himself may not make an actual appearance in Teen Titans Go. Unfortunately, because we think that would be pretty cool if he did. But they do make it pretty clear that Deadpool exists in the Teen Titans universe. In Teen Titans Go to the movies, the teens mistake Slade for Deadpool, and he insists that he is, in fact, not the famous superhero.
Deadpool?
Deadpool? What? I'm not Deadpool.
The Titans continue to insist that they think he is in fact Deadpool. Of course, this is a funny moment and reference, but it does beg the question, in what way does Deadpool exist in this universe? Could there ever be a crossover? We'd definitely love to see it. Number 12. There's an episode of American Dad where we see Deadpool in a most unexpected place. Fans of American Dad know that Klaus Heisler is always found, at least partially, submerged in water because he is, at least partially, a fish. In the season 13 episode Twinanigans, Klaus can be seen lounging in a mug that looks like Deadpool. It makes a lot of sense to us that Deadpool would be Klaus's favorite superhero.
Go.
What did you think of Deadpool's animated guest appearances? Would you watch an animated Deadpool series? Let's talk about it in the comments, and be sure to like and subscribe to The Things Animated for all the latest on your favorite animated movies and series.